Yo people, what is going on? Today is the 7th of May 2026. It is currently 3:30 and I'm going to be going over the 3 setups that I absolutely faded today to make a whopping $0 on the day. Now, I'm going to show you why and what setups I did not end up taking. So coming into the day, where are we looking at the 4 hour? We've had one bearish 4 hour candle over the past 3 days, right? I'm thinking we're going to be bullish. There is this bullish 4 hour gap, which I thought we were going to come and manipulate into on at least NQ before pumping higher, right? We ended up not, obviously, as you can see. What did we end up doing? Well, market opened. We manipulated into this bearish 5 minute. This was also a 50% fib and an OTE level. So it's a good reactive point. Market opens, manipulates us into here. We've got all this low resistance liquidity. Look at it. Look at it. All this low resistance liquidity. Perfect draw on the day. Perfect setup. But why did you fade it, Wedgemeister? What happened? We had no gaps of any kind. No 30 second, no 1 minute, no 2 minute, no 3 minute, and even no 15-second gaps. No 15-second gaps to get an entry off of here. I believe we had an internal SMT inside of the gap, A+ setup. If we had a gap that we could have inversed, bang, I'd have been on it like a car bonnet. Unfortunately, we didn't. So then we waited patiently, and I'll show you what ended up happening. ES came down like an absolute barrel, like a meteor, swept out all of this low resistance liquidity, and then we proceeded to pump higher. We ended up inversing this bearish 5 minute gap, which gave us confirmation long. Then I was looking for an entry of a retest into this bullish 5 minute gap that ended up opening off of the inverse. We didn't get it. The reason I faded this setup, so this is the second setup that I did not take. Why did I not take this one? Because I was stupid. Looking back at this, I should have taken this. It was a good setup. Not A+, because we didn't have an internal SMT, I don't believe. No, we didn't. But, however, what we did have was a retest, well, a test of this 1 minute bullish gap. I'll outline here. Retest of this bullish 1 minute gap and inspect element. A retest of this inverse 5 minute. Now, I was waiting for it to come down into this bullish 5 minute to then extend higher. I would have taken this any day of the week, right? Any day of the week if we'd have manipulated down into this bullish 5 minute. We didn't. We retest the inverse, which should have been an entry because there was a perfect 30-second inverse that would have taken us 1 to 2, 50 points. Straight up. Break even at all-time highs would have just ran. Okay. Now, that's the second setup. The third setup, let's get rid of these. The third setup was this bullish 5 minute that formed. Wow, this is incredible, riveting stuff. Bullish 5 minute that formed. A random ass candle just took us into it within a millisecond, immediately pumped back up, right? So I was looking for an entry. There was no 30-second gap off of this. There was, however, a tiny 15. You see this 15-minute gap? 15-second gap? Yeah. I faded this, right? Because of how volatile it was. And the fact that it was a 15-second. Would have been break even at this internal high. A minute later, would have ran straight to TP for 50 points. So, no trades for me today. No executions. 3 drawings. And what does it look like we're doing now? Came back into a 5 minute gap. Do we have any? We've got 30-second coming out of it. Is there an internal SMT? Okay, there is. An internal SMT with a 30-second gap. This could very well be. How many points would be? So this would be the third setup, potentially. We are incredibly overextended, and I believe we've got multiple. Yeah, right, we've got 15-minute gap, 15-minute gap. I'll probably fade this one as well. I know I'll regret it because we're, for some reason, just absolutely printing. but this 30-second getting inversed would be a good. Got no bearish SMT on it. Was there a 15-second? 15 seconds the same as a 30. No 1 minute for an entry. So if this 30-second inverses, which it looks like it might do, we could enter with 2. But the thing is, if I enter the 4th position of the day, right, and it just doesn't work out, and we've got an inverse, oh my god, and we've got an SMT here inside of the 5-minute gap, and ES is just printing. If this inverses, I'll take it. If not, not to bloody worry. Because we could very well come down off of this. But 5-minute retrace. SMT inside of the 5-minute. This would be a good setup if we inverse this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe the next 30-second candle. If we inverse this, break even at this high, which is not very far from our entry, especially if we overextend 8 points from the entry. I was going to call it a day, but this is a retrace continuation long, so have to see. But if the 4th trade that I go to take ends up being the losing one, and the only one that I execute, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed. And we just tank down. Do we sweep these? No, so that's our break-even point on ES. Came back down. This is what trading is. Everyone thinks trading is so interesting. It is interesting. Majority of it is just waiting. No. Yeah. What's the time? 3:30. We don't have a macro for another 15 minutes. Is that, there's like a 2.1 minute gap. No SMT at the highs. ES hasn't come back up to take all-time highs. So ES is still like very underextended compared to NQE right now. Got some catching up to do. It's just moving so slowly. But we're quite late into the day. Show me love, show me love, show me love. Listen to the blow. Turn it right down. Yeah, I mean, if we inverse this, I'll enter with 3. Not full risk, but... Oh, we've reacted. Wow. Very bad off of that. And ES swept our break-even point. Okay, we're fading this. I'm done for the day. Utterly, entirely done. I hope you enjoyed my thought process behind that last one. ES came out, swept the internal high. There's now an SMT at these highs, which means no trade. It's no longer a good setup. Fading it. Even if this one inverses, still not ideal. So, yeah. I'm going to leave it there. Love you all. Take care of yourself. I'll be back tomorrow for Friday, last trading day of the week. We are currently, 1 trade, no executions today. 3 trades, 1 loss, 1 break even, and 1 win on Tuesday. 447 for the week. XFA balance is sitting at 754. And yeah, locking ourselves out the day. There we go. Sorted. Love you all. Take care of yourself. Tell someone you love them. Stay profitable. And I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Oh, wait. Look, I got this cool sign on air. It was like 15 quid. Bought it yesterday. It came today. Crazy. Anyway, I'm going to edit a vlog and then get on with some work. So, unlucky trading day. We would have had 3 possible wins. I'm annoyed about the retest of the, 5-minute. Because I'd have genuinely taken that. I just realised you guys can't see. I'm slightly annoyed about this one, because this one was perfect. Retest of an inversed 5-minute gap, and then a perfect 30-second inversion coming out of it. Taking it for, that many points. That's someone at my door. No, it's next door doing their fucking hedge. Yeah, whether this runs or not, I'm not taking it because ES has already swept the high. So we could have a break-even point of this high. ES is not yet to take, but we're overextended. Could very well come down into a 15-minute. So. No executions. Oh, I'm locked out anyway, aren't I? Also. Anyway, right. Love you all. Take care of yourself. Have some you love them. Goodbye. Stay profitable.